Geopolitical trends, consolidation points, prospects of the contemporary realities are strategically important to have an atmosphere of peace in the region. All these topics are focused in Central Asia program.
Hello, you're watching the Central Asian Report. Current social trends and the most interesting regional events in just a little bit. But we start off with the headlines from Central Asia. Turkmenistan is officially commencing its chairmanship of the International Fund for Saving the RLC. The country will head this organization for a period of 3 years. Over this period, Turkmenistan will have to develop and realize a number of projects on saving the RLC and improving the socio-environmental situation of its basin. All the projects will be international. Aside from Turkmenistan, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Tajikistan and Uzbekistan will also take part. These countries especially suffered from the consequences of the environmental catastrophe on the RLC, and now within the framework of this fund and through joint efforts are trying to manage them. I would add that the International Fund for Saving the RLC was bestowed the status of observer at the UN General Assembly. From January 1st of 2017, labor migrants from Central Asia, more specifically from Kyrgyzstan and Kazakhstan, are provided access to compulsory medical insurance on the territory of the Russian Federation. A part of the agreement between the member countries of the Eurasian Economic Union on social welfare has come into force. According to this agreement, all the social security services must be provided to all the citizens living on the territory of the Economic Union on egalitarian terms. Compulsory medical insurance is one of them, and for tens of thousands of foreign laborers working in Russia, this measure can substantially improve the quality of life. In Tajikistan, 2017 has been announced as the Year of the Youth. This was the proposal of the country's president, Emomali Rahmon. According to the head of state, the average age of youth in the country is 24, and this age group counts the highest number of people from Tajikistan's total population. That is why provision of adequate opportunities for education and work is one of the priority tasks of the state. This way, development of youth policy will become one of the key directions in the economic and social spheres, and which the country's officials are going to actively work in the upcoming year. Therefore, experts are forecasting reforms in the sphere of education, as well as creation of new workplaces for the said category of citizens. What an unexpected turn! Railway cargo transport across Central Asia has become more accessible. Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan have agreed on a more flexible system of tariffs. Representatives of Turkmenistan and Iran also agreed on the new prices. Details on what type of cargo is it now cheaper to transport in our next story. Railway cargo transport in Central Asia will become more accessible. From now on, Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan will be working under flexible tariff conditions. Kazakhstan Joly, in collaboration with colleagues from Uzbekistan Timir, did the necessary work. We've set a number of lowering coefficients for cargo from Uzbekistan. On average, this was around 30%, depending on the type of cargo. The lower transport tariffs were set for a number of types of cargo. In particular, the railway transport of cotton is now twice as cheap. For the farmers, the tariffs on the transport of fruit and vegetable produce were lowered by 50% during the agricultural season and by 30% until the end of the year. Sugar producers received a 20% discount and exporters of fertilizers 30%. Trade turnover between Kazakhstan and Kyrgyzstan is 20 million tons of cargo annually. What's more, export from Kazakhstan dominates. Daily, 320 loaded cargo wagons leave the local train stations of Uzbekistan, and only 50 wagons arrive. Thanks to the introduction of new tariffs, railway service providers are expecting a rise in the volume of transport. Aydar Akjagitov is the Director General of a transport company. He's engaged in the transport of cargo, mostly for the agricultural sector. They work mostly in North Kazakhstan, and Aydar believes that just of grain, much more volumes could be transported to Uzbekistan than right now. In the North Kazakhstan region, 5 million tons of grain were collected this year, and Uzbekistan is the main destination. We can export even up to 25 to 40 million tons. The tariffs on cargo transport were changed not just for transport between Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. In August of 2016, Kazakhstan's railway service providers organized a meeting with the representatives from Iran and Turkmenistan. The common railway line was built back in 2014. In essence, it could have become a strategic transport artery for the entire Central Asian region, but for various reasons there was not that much demand for its use.
Пришли к мнению, что надо.
We came to the conclusion that the tariffs between the three countries, Kazakhstan, Iran, and Turkmenistan, need to be lowered. We reached an agreement that Turkmenistan and Iran are going to lower their tariffs by 10%.
Казахстан и Иран с своей стороны.
Many factors affect the development of a common market of railway transport, including the quality of the railway infrastructure, shortage of train wagons, and others. Tariffs are just one factor, but it is not the cornerstone. If the countries manage to agree on the price, this means that in principle they see an advantage in this, and the solution of this issue is most likely to be followed by the overcoming of other pertinent problems. May there be light and conservation of electric energy. This is the principle on which production of LED lamps is based in Kazakhstan, and this enterprise is the biggest in Central Asia. Our correspondent visited the unique plant and witnessed firsthand how energy of the future is born. At the plant Tekata, they know how to save up to 90% of electric energy. All the lamps in the buildings are LED lamps. What's more, they're produced right here. And this is the biggest LED lamp manufacturing plant in Central Asia. In essence, according to the chief engineer Alexander Paley, a diode is an artificially grown crystal. It lights up if an electric current is channeled through it.
Before,
light diodes were used in device panels. They were not widely used, but now they are, and their use is up to 40 times less than incandescent lamps. The only drawback of LED lamps are their price. Even locally produced LED lamps are tens of times more expensive than the more common incandescent lamps. But manufacturers assure that their service life is much longer, 4 years. These guarantees place great responsibility on producers, which is why at every stage of manufacturing, they are subjected to quality control. Zulfiya Ojakanova has been working at this plant since the day that it opened. She's responsible for checking the already made lamps. The dark glasses protect the eyes, and the unusual bracelet is used for grounding contact. Here I conduct quality control of LED lamps based on set parameters. These are voltage, watt power, ampere, and power factor. If all the parameters are met, then I send it on for further preparation to the laboratory for preliminary testing. For the region, this type of plant is an opportunity to transition to a new standard in the sphere of lighting equipment. Household lamps of various forms and characteristics office double-base tubes. All this to replace luminescent lamps. Also projectors and LED displays. The range of diode-based products of Kazakhstan's first plant is impressive, but the enterprise is still planning further expansion. Specialists at the laboratory are actively working on smart lamps and table lamps with dimmers, or brightness regulators. Basically speaking, the brightness is regulated depending on the needs of the person. If in the evening you do not need it as bright, then of course it can be lowered. If you want to have another color, that can be changed with a special setting. If you would like to listen to Bach's symphony with a specific atmospheric light, that can be done as well. The plant's director, Hanat Nurikenov, shared the fact that in his own home, he also changed all the lamps to LED lamps and saves about 20,000 tenge per month. There is another advantage of locally produced lamps, their adaptability to local power grids. In the post-Soviet space, they're worn out and rarely give out the set 220 volts. That is why a driver is set up into the body of the lamp, which transforms the voltage. As a result, the lamp can withstand swings from 150 to 250 volts, and foreign producers have their own standards. Let's say there is a large transnational company. It won't manufacture specialized products for Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan, with its relatively small population, will occupy a set share of the region, which will be supplied by a big South Korean plant, or Philips, or a plant in China. Therefore, specialized products won't be manufactured. The plant's future plans include participation in the program Smart City. Smart lighting is being actively discussed within the framework of a private-state partnership. The mayor offices of Almaty and Astana are seriously considering installing LED street lights. On such a scale, the savings should be tremendous, just as the reduction in the emission of local power stations. Tajikistan embarks on a slippery path. The very first ice rink was opened in the country, and now it is a place not just for mass public skating, but also preparation of the country's first national team in skating sports. Our correspondent brings us the story from the rink, which just a year ago could not have even been imagined in Tajikistan. In Dushanbe, it is warm and sunny, and just 70 kilometers away from the capital, there is a real winter. At the height of 2,000 meters above sea level, snow remains for up to 6 months. This is the only skiing base in the country, Safed Dara, and precisely here Tajikistan's first skating rink was built. Looking at Nadira, one wouldn't say that this is her first time on skates. Already after an hour of skating, she's standing confidently and fearlessly increases her speed. I really liked it. It wasn't hard. I fell a couple of times, but not too hard. I like the skating rink. There are only children on the skating rink. Adults are somewhat afraid to experiment, and so they gaze from afar. Before I saw the skating rink only on TV, in movies, and dreamt of also trying, but I still haven't gotten the courage. But my daughter is braver than me. If she convinces me, I will also try skating with her. 1 hour on the skating rink costs around $5 US. This includes rental of skates, supporting accessories, as well as a short master class from an instructor. Tajikistan's first ice rink was built by a Russian company. Its area 800 square meters. Special freezing equipment maintains the constant temperature of -4 on the rink. This equipment is also from Russia. The future plans include to create through joint efforts the country's first hockey club.
Хоккей – это достаточно такой, знаете, экзотический вид спорта для Таджикистана. Но мы рискнули, мы привезли эту систему, которая полностью...
Hockey is more exotic for us, but we decided to risk it and brought the entire system to Tajikistan. This is a Russian system. Russian specialists are helping us, and we're actively teaching kids to play this sport. Next year they will step on the rink for the first time, and there are great prospects.
В следующем году, наверное, уже будем открывать какой-то хоккейный клуб. Ну, любительский, конечно. Будем обучать людей игре в хоккей. Я думаю, есть большая перспектива.
Soon it will be possible to engage professionally in all types of winter sports in Tajikistan, but for now the paths have been built only for mountain skiers. Alisher Kudratov represented the country at the Olympics in Sochi. At the moment I work as an instructor at this complex and at the same time polishing my skills. For the development of winter sports, the work conducted at the mountain skiing base is a great achievement. If before the slope was 700 meters, starting this season we already have a 2-kilometer slope. Overall, around $10 million were spent on the reconstruction of the mountain skiing complex and construction of the new facilities in Safed Dara. This is twice as much as was planned. The payback period is set for 15 to 18 years. The main aim, according to investors, is social, and it is directed on the development of tourism and sports in the country. This is Tajikistan's Open Skiing Championship. 70 participants are competing and are divided into 5 age categories. Some endure a setback by making one wrong move. Others are praised at the finish line.
У нас для ребят не все возможности есть.
We do not have all the necessary conditions, but the athletes are trying. If the right conditions are created, we could have Olympic athletes.
У нас могут быть олимпийцы, могут быть.
Specialists know that every year the number of participants in winter competitions is higher, and if before the downhill slalom was mostly popular, now the young athletes are trying themselves out on the giant slalom and snowboard. Today there are 2 specialized schools to teach children winter sports. We're planning to open another skiing base in the Gorno-Badakhshansk autonomous region, but money is needed for that and we're hoping for the support of entrepreneurs. If the infrastructure is improved, then the development of winter sports will be fast. Athletes and tourists also now have a cableway with roof cabins. This air track is 2 kilometers in length and is also the first in the country. And the management of Safed Dara is not planning to stop there. Over the next 2 years, Tajikistan specialists want to have the infrastructure for all winter sports at this base.
На этом все. Вы смотрите.
You are watching the Central Asian Report. Until next time on Kazakh TV.